let's talk about the so-called advisor expert who's behind Why Gold and Silver, Wealth Cycles, goldandsilver.com, Mike Maloney. I want to tell you that his background and his track record doesn't look very pretty. First of all, this guy, to me, he's really just a person who wants to just sell precious metals, salesperson, and wants to just sell you information. That's what it's all about. He has ties with Robert Kiyosaki, which many of his advice is controversial, is not very reliable. There's been a lot of reports of scams, and he's also tied with Trump. So there you have it. He's part of the establishment, financial run media. He isn't more or less reliable than those so-called mainstream gurus out there. And yet people continue to find him more reliable. To me, he isn't a lot more trustworthy or less than all the other people. Give me a break. Just wake up. And I gotta tell you seem like a very nice, decent person. Of course, your chart seems to be very helpful, but your advice doesn't look very pretty. Yeah, you were right about precious metals for several years, but where were you telling people to short precious metals in 2008? Where were you telling people to short precious metals in 2011? Where were you, Maloney? It seems like a lot of people who followed advice experienced a baloney type of situation, as a matter of fact. But of course, this is what you do. You tell people, I believe based on my research, get 90% into precious metals, and don't worry about pullbacks, keep stacking, the sky is going to fall, dollar is going to collapse, we're going to be in a collapse scenario, get out of paper, get out of real estate, get out of stocks, get out of mining equities. Well, based on your track record, it doesn't look very pretty, especially in the last two and a half years, I gotta tell you. I mean, at least when you got into ETFs, they may not be better, but you could easily sell them. I mean, the other thing he doesn't tell you is, how do you sell precious metals? It's very difficult to store them in your own house. And of course, he tells you, well, we can store them, which, based on his track record, I don't think it would be a good idea for him to store it for you, or his company, as a matter of fact. So, let's look at his track record. Last 2.5 years, precious metals didn't do so well. The dollar index is higher than where it was 2 years ago, and I believe about 5 years ago. That's right, and didn't do so terribly compared to other currencies. Real estate, you tell people not to get into real estate. Well, in my neighborhood, real estate and many parts of the country outperform precious metals. What about stocks? What about a lot of the popular equities, indices, Nikkei, Dow Jones? They outperform precious metals. You don't want to tell people that you're sorry, you might have screwed up. I'm still there for you. I might have made a mistake. You continue to parrot the same information. Why? Simply because it looks like you just care about your sales, not about where your customers or the people that follow you actually end up. It's understandable. A lot of real estate agents are like that. Keep telling buy housing, it's always a great time to buy. At least most of them do that. And it really doesn't look like that a lot of your claims mentioning the reasoning the precious metals have been going higher is actually true. To me, it looks like a lot of the commodity increases is largely due to speculation, as a matter of fact. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Another thing that I want to tell people is that what doesn't look very bright is that a lot of the positions from your company, goldandsilver.com, require you to have a college degree. So, based on my analysis, Mike Maloney doesn't have a high school diploma. So here he is promoting the idea that you have to have a college degree instead of just getting some training or just getting some licensing. You have to go to college, even though he doesn't want the ability to boycott and ditch the system and hire educated people without college degree. Even in fact, he admits that when you borrow dollars, expand the money supply, expand your credit, you're creating higher cost of living. You're creating inflation. So in other words, he's encouraging you to go to college in order to get one of his positions. And because tuition prices are so high, most likely you will borrow more dollars to pay for your loans. Sounds quite hypocritical. So when you do a lot of research against this guy, you'll really see the devils are in the details. I gotta tell you. So wake up, stand up against yourself, do some outside research, and again, you can listen to a little bit of them, but don't find these people so reliable. Give me a break. Stay tuned. I will have more research and updates about these so-called experts to come. Thank you so much.